Hi, this is Christy with Life Struggles, and I would like you to help me in welcoming Russell, the dancing UPS man. Hi, Russell.
Hi. I'm
How are you?
good. How are you today, Christy?
I'm really, really good. We've been waiting a long time for this. I have a lot of people that have been going, Where is he? Where is he? We can't wait.
I'm
How's that
excited.
feel?
I'm excited to be here. I am for sure.
How's that feel to have all these people so much in love with you? It's so
Uh,
funny.
it's fun, and the whole reason I started this, Christy, was, like I say all the time, to spread good vibes, right?
And you do that well.
Well, thank you. I started this at basically the peak of COVID because it was one of those, like, that's all the world was talking about, and I just wanted to add some light to a dark situation, and here we are.
So during that time, and it seems like that's about when everybody started everything,
Hmm.
you know. Um, I also started on TikTok because I had to close everything down.
Gotcha.
And it was really funny because my son at that time was a senior in college and he didn't get to do anything. He didn't have to graduation. They didn't finish the basketball season out, and he's just really, really, really positive. And he's like, nope, we're not going to let this take over us. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. And I actually started doing TikToks with him and then went off on my own. So is that where you started, was TikTok?
Correct. Yeah. So
Okay.
my first video went viral, my Vanilla Ice video. I think it was January of 2020. So
Mm,
that's where it all started.
that's where it all started. And what gave you the idea? I mean, have you always loved to dance?
Always. So
Always.
uh, my brothers and I grew up in a very loving, musically inclined house. Like, my mom always had music going. She was always dancing in the kitchen. So, it just kind of came natural.
You are a natural.
Thank you.
Um, I was until I tried one with you. And then I was like, okay, you just got this totally different. I don't know. When I do mine, I just kind of whatever, and you do your whatever. Um, but anyway, so that's when it all started. When, how long did it take you to stay viral and then move on over to Instagram too?
It's crazy. After the first video went viral, a couple more did soon after on TikTok. And I mean, everybody on TikTok was like, "You don't have an Instagram?" So I opened an account and it was doing well. And then it got hacked. So I had to shut that one down. And then I reopened my other account probably a month and a half, 2 months ago, and it's up to 171,000 followers
I
now.
saw that.
Yeah, crazy.
I saw that. Yeah, that's so the same thing happened to me.
Hmm.
Um, Mine has not grown back that fast, but I've also changed what I'm doing.
Hmm.
So, mine was all dancing too and, positiveness. Um, so I actually support abused women.
Gotcha.
And so there's and I can't name them, but a couple places in the area that I take food and clothing to, and I do some counseling services with.
Hmm.
Um, so I had to be careful with what information I gave out, even for me, because there was men that would be looking for their wives, and if they found them, they'd blame me for taking them there, and then they'd be after me. So
Yeah.
but everything changed then when I went to skincare. I didn't ever announce I was doing that anymore. And I was safe, but I got hacked myself, only you were just hacked, right?
Hmm.
Like nobody tried to get money out of you to get it back.
No, no, that didn't happen. It just, my account was hacked and somebody was sending messages in my name on my account. It was just Yeah, just a bad deal
Okay, well,
all
mine
around.
totally got taken away from me, and he got on WhatsApp and he told me that for $1,000 he would give it back to me. And yeah.
Wow.
So yeah. Um, and at that time I was going through cancer
Oh, wow.
and it was a pandemic. And um, I mean, I just flat out told him no.
Mhm.
I said, why would I send $1,000 across? He was in Africa,
Wow.
across the country, which I would never get my account back. He would just keep asking for more.
Right.
So I called his bluff and I said, keep it. It's yours.
There you
And I mean, I was upset though.
Oh,
Believe
yeah,
me, I
of
didn't
course.
let him know that, but I was really upset because at that time I had 100 and some thousand. And so I think it was about 2 weeks later, and I had gone through a couple of treatments, and my son came home from basketball practice, and they had COVID,
Oh,
but he
wow.
didn't know it yet.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting it with my immune system being down.
Mhm.
And he went back and had to stay in the athletic dorms, and they all were quarantined there. And I was by myself at home, and they had to stop the chemo because my immune system couldn't take it. Anyway, he sent me a note then and started threatening me. And it was the following weekend. I just forgot about it. In fact, I didn't even try to make another account. I
Mhm.
was just like, I can't do this right now. I'm not going to be on there anyway. I'm too sick, whatever. If I act like I wasn't upset, I was really upset over it. I was
Yeah.
upset that somebody, when I was doing good things for people, would do that to me.
Right. Exactly.
That's what I was upset about. But long story short, my son happened to come home 3 weekends later. I had never even told him about it. And I was asleep and my phone was going off. So he picked it up
Mhm.
and it was this man. And so he read everything this man had been writing to me. And he said, how dare you?
Yeah.
My mom's got cancer. She's barely surviving. Well, I hadn't told this man that. And I didn't know my son was doing this. And this guy felt bad enough. Then he wrote my son back and he said, I will give it back to her. These are the numbers you have to put in, blah, 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 blah. Then make sure you put a two-factor on it so
Yeah.
that it can't be done ever again.
Right.
So I was lucky, but he took about 75,000 followers dropped out of it because they thought I wasn't there anymore.
Right.
So it was
Wow.
like starting over, but I'm not doing what you're doing. So anyway, yeah. So I'm not doing what you're doing. You're doing amazing things with your dancing.
Thank you.
I'm sure there's probably, well, I see a lot of them. I don't have time to go through all of them, but I see a lot of them and I see a lot of comments that women are like in love with you and all that kind of stuff. My group of girls personally that asked me to get a hold of you, you just inspire as far as energy and that kind of stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
not like, oh my God, oh my God.
Well, and again, Krista, like that's the whole goal is to, my favorite comments that I read on all my stuff is you made my day, you made me smile.
Exactly.
I was having a rough day and now,
Exactly.
that's the stuff I look for
And that's what everybody loves about you. The majority of people love about you.
for sure.
I'm sure I think I reported three accounts that contacted me over you and I reported them. That's unfortunate that people have to do that.
It is.
Actually, one time, the last one, I said, well, no, I'm his sister. And they just got off right away. It's pretty funny. So if you say those kind of things, you
Right.
know, I have a few very famous, like Kelly Ripa follows me. And she doesn't get too many fake accounts, but I got one that said something about, this is Kelly. I just wanted to check in on you today. Well, she doesn't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
I know right away my friends and what they're going to say. Just like when the guy contacted me and said he was you, and he said, "So how you doing? I was just wondering, do you ever think, are you single?" I'm like, okay, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
He would not do that. That's not him. So I'm
Yeah.
like, doesn't matter if I am or not, I'm his sister.
Oh Lord.
So that little white lie that I think I'm forgiven for.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So that being said, I want to know what actually inspired you to work with mental health awareness.
Yeah, so back in 2002, I was living with my parents in Big Spring, Texas. Uh, at 22, like a lot of people that age, just kind of lost, didn't know really the direction I wanted to go in, just a kind of a bad place in my life at that time. Um, I mean, honestly, got into drugs a little bit, drinking like more than I should, and it just started this downward spiral of mental health issues to the point I was never diagnosed, but pretty sure there was a major chemical imbalance.
Okay.
And again, like I was never diagnosed with uh, depression or anything like that, but I know myself, and I know I was not okay. I was in a dark place. So
That's a really good thing, Russell, because a lot of people, first of all, aren't willing to admit that to themselves. Number two, they don't even know themselves enough to know that that's where they're at.
right, exactly.
So that was really good. So you kind of self-diagnosed yourself, and then what'd you do?
So I mean, honestly, from there, just once, basically when I hit my rock bottom, just got back into. I was praying daily, praying, meditating on the positive aspects in my life. There were not a whole lot. I mean, but I had enough blessings in my life to be thankful for. So I mean, honestly, every day prayer, meditate, exercise, started eating clean foods. I mean, really just the basics of life that, we should all be doing: clean eating, move your body, get in the sunlight, prayer, meditate.
Sunlight's really big. Praying is really big. But were you grown? Did you grow up in a home that prayed, that went to
Yes.
church? That Okay, so that was all that foundation was already built inside you. You were
Correct.
raised with that.
Correct.
Um, so you didn't get in any kind of trouble. You just felt yourself going down that rabbit hole.
Right. Right. I mean, thank God, no, I never, I tell people a lot though, it's a miracle I am not dead or in jail. So, I mean, it
You
was
just
just
didn't get caught.
right. I mean, it was just by the grace of God, I was able to pull myself out of that place. And again, like that's my mission as my brand grows, is to start funneling money into mental health organizations. So people like me who are in that place have, I mean, I know there's plenty of places to go, but however I can give back to organizations like that who support people like me that was in that place, I mean, that's a dream of mine for sure.
So was there something in particular going on in your life at that time, or do you think it was just the age, or
Well, like I said, like I just so I played baseball growing up. I had some scholarship offers, and last game of playoffs, I threw my arm out, and that kind of ended that dream.
Mhm.
And again, I was just kind of in a place in my life that just lost, I guess, if you want to call it anything. Had no direction. Um,
So there wasn't any family problems going on at home. Was there any kind of mental health issues in your genes?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Depression, runs pretty heavy on my mom's side, like pretty heavy. So I'm aware of that as well. Like I'm, uh, again, like I know myself well enough and my family history to know I'm not okay. So again, I never sought counsel or help. I went back to what I call, like I said, the basics of life. Um,
Mhm.
Whole foods, moving my body, sunlight, etc.
And were you living on your own at that time?
No, I was with my parents.
Okay.
Um, and that was kind of something else, like I was 22, living with my parents, didn't have any real direction. So that in and of itself was kind of depressing. So after I started pulling myself out of that, then I started getting more direction in my life and what I wanted to do.
So you're a father now. I want to ask you this because I don't think I felt this way until after my kids were older and I was really watching things. I don't even think 18 should be legal age.
No.
I have not yet to meet an 18-year-old that is actually mature enough to make a decision for
Yeah.
a mature decision for themselves. As I watched my kids and I gave them I taught them everything they needed to know when they got out of the house. I taught them how to cook and how to do their own laundry and how to pay their bills and how to, all checkbooks and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So, and that wasn't to get them out of the house because as far as I'm concerned, if they wanted to live there forever, they could.
Right.
But I wanted them to have the tools in life. Okay. I also talked to them about mental health. That also, and I think everybody has those genes. I really do,
Yeah.
somewhere. So also talked to them about that, made sure that I had a relationship where if they were having some issues, that they felt that they could talk to me. I went through all that stuff, but I still watched, and I still think that about age 25 is about when you get your shit together.
uh,
Some it's older even.
yeah.
But I would really, I mean, obviously they're not ever going to do that. But one of the things I was excited about when my youngest was going to get his driver's license, now I don't know about Texas, but in Illinois, they changed the law where parents could step in and say, no, I don't want them to have it until they're 18.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And I almost did that because he played basketball, he played baseball, he was really super busy, but he had ADD.
Mhm.
And like when I took him out driving, he was constantly like looking everywhere instead of where he should be,
Mhm.
and he'd reach over and try to do the radio and put headphones on. And I'm like, you're gonna end up getting in an accident. He wasn't like a driver that, just paid attention. He's and fidgety. So I almost signed that paper saying, he needed more time.
Right.
Um, I didn't, but I limited, like, you're not going to take the car when the roads are bad until you've driven at least a year. You don't live where the roads get real bad, but we
Uh,
do
right. Yeah. We might have
once in a
a couple
while.
of weeks. Yeah. A couple of weeks out of a year where the
Yeah.
roads get bad, but nothing like you guys.
Yeah. And this year we haven't had anything. Like one
Wow.
one time we had like 2 to 3 inches
Uh huh.
and no ice. I mean, this has been like the mildest winter I can ever remember. But this is it. It's usually lots of snow and lots of ice and bad roads and lots of wind, of course, the Windy City.
Yeah.
So so anyway, I almost did, but then I just said, okay, so here's the deal. You're not going to take it out during the winter until you've had at least a year's worth of driving experience.
Mhm.
And then it had to be with me. So I was a little, I don't know, he might have called it overprotective. I think I was trying to keep him alive. So,
Yeah. Right.
you know, so with you having kids now, and it seems like you have them a lot.
Hmm.
So, and I won't make you talk about your personal life because that's not really what this is about. And we don't have it settled anyway. But you seem to have them a lot. You seem to have a good relationship with them, and I understand that they're young. But would you do things different with them than, and I know you were raised in a good atmosphere, so I'm not talking about that. But as far as like you said, you didn't really know who you were at 22. You kind of felt bad about being at home at that age.
Mhm.
Would you encourage your kids if they wanted to stay home and do their career, and get their self? I mean, I said to my youngest son when he graduates, if you want to stay at home for a couple of years and work and build money up, I'm good with that. That's not causing me any problems.
Right.
Would you do something like that for your boys, or would you
Oh,
say, no, you need to be out?
no, absolutely. So, and my parents were super gracious in that way as well. Like, I mean, they said the same thing. If you want to live here till you're 40 and get your stuff together, whatever. Uh, but yeah, I, I mean, I will do whatever in my power as a father for my kids to make sure they're successful. And if that means they live with me till they're 25, 30 years old to build that, to build whatever they're building in their life, I'm
Mhm.
all for it. Absolutely.
Okay. Um, so I want to go back to UPS.
Yeah.
How so I see that you probably record about 3 times a day. Is that right?
That's
Maybe more?
roughly, yeah. I usually try to post once in the morning, once on my lunch break. And so I take breaks throughout the day just to, I mean, because anybody who's out there who knows the UPS job, it's a grind. So I mean, I have to take breaks throughout the day, and honestly, when I'm off the clock, uh, I mean that's just a way for me to kind of break the monotony of the day, and again, make people smile.
Okay. Um, Breaks. Wow. Because it seems like you do like 5 a day.
If I have time, and that's
That's crazy.
and that's something I see the comment a lot, like, "Is this why my package is late?" And let let
That's
me
a joke though, isn't it?
some no, some people are serious.
Are some of them really under on your route?
Uh, I mean, yeah, but so
Or are
I
they saying in general, do UPS drivers take all these breaks?
right in general. So
Okay.
I just want to clear the air for those out there. The only time I make content is when I have time. Like my packages are delivered on time. I don't miss pickups. I do my job first, and then TikTok comes second.
Okay. So you record for TikTok and then do you just bring it over to Instagram then? Is that what you do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go on your TikTok account when I get time. I have not touched mine, I know, in a year, and I still keep getting things that people are following me. And I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, I guess they're looking at my pinned ones. I don't know. Um, I tried, I had a couple people reach out to me and say, can you go live? I used to go live 3 times a week. And we actually talked about mental health awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So I started out mine with that. Um, so I had a lot. It was way different when it first started than it is now, and I don't have a clue how to even work it. I don't. They asked me to go live, and I tried to go live, and it was like all these weird things, and I'm like, I don't even know how to do this.
Yeah.
It's so different. Um, but I've also been asked by 3 different companies to collaborate with them and advertise. So I'm considered a business on there now. You
Okay.
probably are too. Are you
Yeah.
considered a business yet?
Uh, Technically, yes. With my brand,
Technically.
mm-hmm.
So you as your brand is on there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If
Okay.
you, my link tree is on both my Instagram and TikTok. Um, so essentially, yeah, I'm running a business through it.
Okay. But like your TikTok account is considered a business account though. So you make money off of it.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's how mine is. And I know I've sponsored a couple of ads. for different companies. So through it. And they send all this stuff, whatever. And then I get reminded you haven't posted for a while.
Right.
I don't I don't know how. I'm not gonna go live. So I need to be taught that. A UPS driver that I have known since high school.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of fun. Super, super nice guy. Um, he doesn't dance, by the way. He's in a band though.
Oh,
He's in a
nice.
band though. Yeah,
Very
he does
cool.
that on the side. Um, Nicest guy ever. I was gonna ask you, do you have people on your route that like leave you presents?
I do. Yes. I
Because I
love,
always leave my guy
yeah.
like
Presents.
Christmas time cookies.
Right.
He likes banana bread, so I do banana bread,
Yeah.
put it out for him. He's got to know my dog. Like right before he started, somebody else was doing it, and my dog happened to be out on the front on a chain, but that's even worse.
Yeah.
Well, because on a chain they feel what's the word I want to use? Like they can't get away from somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I got you.
And so they're more defensive. And
Hmm.
he didn't know the guy that came up on the porch, and he didn't bite him or anything, but it's a little 8-pound dog. Okay, you could take your foot and push it away, and it couldn't hurt you. But the guy sprayed him,
Oh, wow.
and what I don't know about cats or the other animals, but what dogs remember, they don't have color vision. But she remembered the uniform.
Mhm.
So anytime somebody that looked like they had a uniform on and it was in dark colors, she she didn't like go after him to bite him, but she like acted like she was going to.
Right.
And so my UPS guy has his own dogs, and I explained to him one day, I came out because I forgot. Like I don't know what time he's going to come all the time. I mean, he tries to, but now with Amazon, that that kind of stuff is all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
get deliveries all day long.
Right.
There's not a certain time where it used to be certain time I knew he was in my area and that's whatever. But so now I have like a special place for him to put it. Plus I have a ring on my door. So
Hmm.
it notifies me as soon as
Right.
somebody's up there and then I go get them. But long story short, like he just like got down on his knees and put his hands out and talked to my dog, and so they're friends. But have you ever been bitten or been attacked?
I've been attacked several times.
Yeah.
Never been like, well, I haven't been attacked. I've been chased back into my truck more times than I care to admit.
Really not funny.
Oh my gosh. And the worst one that I can remember, I was in a cul-de-sac delivering, and when I set the package down, rang the doorbell, knocked, I turn around and there's a little girl walking a big pit bull with no leash.
Oh
So
boy.
as soon as he
That's
saw
not
me,
even legal, is it?
I don't think so.
I mean, it's not here. They
Right.
have to be leased. Okay, go
So
ahead.
he, as soon as he saw me, I knew he was going to dart towards me, and he did. So I ran. I always tell people if I hadn't have been a fit individual, he would have
Yeah.
pulled me up. So I jump in the truck, slam my door shut, and there's a little glass door at the bottom, and he was
Okay.
just chomping at that glass door, like
Oh my
it.
gosh.
Yeah, but I mean, it's happened a few times, but luckily I've managed to escape every time.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to, and it not necessarily has to be Christmas now, but do people actually like blame you because something didn't come when they were told it was going to come?
Of course, and that,
Yeah,
and I do my best to explain to customers like I have no control over when your package
abs-
arrives.
absolutely.
That is
I can
way
have sympathy
beyond.
for you.
Well, thank you.
And not because I'm UPS, but because I'm expecting stuff for the boutique, and I got the people from the boutique that pre-ordered stuff,
Hmm.
and I'm giving them an estimated date, right? And it's estimated.
Right.
That word is so big now, but it's estimated, but they don't always take it that way. When I say this is my timeline here,
Hmm.
when they said it would be delivered. Now, you don't know what's going to happen,
Right.
but most of the time our stuff has been on time, but not always.
Hmm.
And I don't fret about it. I mean, I get a notice, it's been delayed. You got a tracking number, you can see where it's at. And I just tell them, I'm like, calm down, there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing it's not their fault,
Right.
it's so I get it a lot, and I'm not even a driver, you
Well,
know,
I always explain that it's like this. It's like people getting mad at the waiter because their food is bad.
right.
The wai- it's I'm the waiter in this scenario.
And you're right, you are. So, okay, let's shorten it and tell me what kind of advice. There's people out there that well, you already gave some, like you meditate, you pray, you work out, you eat right. Am I missing anything? You dance.
So yeah, I mean, aside from like I
Did I
said,
miss anything?
like aside from the basics of life, I always tell people find what makes you happy. Like for me, it is dancing. It's doing things with my boys. It's playing guitar. It's do writing.
Are
I do.
you've never done it in one of your
I
videos?
know. And I had people. It's usually over here in my living room. And I had somebody the other day say, "You need to play on a video." So I will
Why
eventually.
don't you?
I don't know. I just haven't thought about it, but I will. I will.
Do you sing that? Because
I
I know you know the words to your songs because I watch your mouth.
I sing doesn't mean I sing well.
Okay.
But
Do
anyway, I just try to do things that lift my spirits, make me happy.
okay. You are a normal person though. So you probably do have your days, right?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I mean,
And especially if you have to go home alone now, since you said you were separated, that had to make a big impact on you.
for sure. For sure. And I mean, I made a post about it the other day. Like nobody is immune to hard days, weeks, months, years. You're just not. I mean, and that's the thing is finding yourself and finding your default, like basically your default method to get your mind and spirit and heart in the right place.
Yeah. I want to add something to all this. Um, this isn't about me, but I think it'll help people. I, first of all, I don't talk religion, faith, whatever on here unless somebody brings it up because it's their right to. That leaves it open for me, right? Um, I have found when I am the worst and I feel like I need to talk to somebody, every single one of my friends are busy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm crying. I'm going, why is it that I'm always there when they need me, but I call and either they don't answer or they say, let me call you back. And I'm not like crying at first, but I need, I don't call them at a time that I know they're going to be at work or whatever. It's usually at night if I'm going through something that I just want to talk, just want to
Right.
talk. And they're busy, like, or they don't answer the phone. And I'm like, what the heck? And this one night, I'll never forget it. I just broke down and I was crying and crying and crying. And I said, God, why? Why every time I need somebody really bad, are they not available? And I heard these words, I am.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so simple.
Yeah.
That's so simple. You don't need them. Just come to me.
Yep. Truth.
So I just wanted to put that out there for those who do have faith
Yeah.
that when you see that there's nobody there, that's God calling you, saying, here I am.
Hmm. I
Uh,
agree. 100%.
So, and I was raised that way anyway, but it doesn't mean that we don't fall back or we forget, or, sometimes we need that human voice that we hear or that human touch that we hear, whether it's a pat on the back or a hug, whatever that is, we need that too. And I
Yeah.
get that. But that here I am, I'm
Hmm.
right here,
Yep. I love it.
was just an amazing thing to me. And now if I have a bad day like that, I don't even bother making those phone calls.
Yeah.
I remember those words. I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't need to call them.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, is there anything that you would like to let people know before we go?
Just again, guys, just continue to what I always say, pay it forward. You know, if 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 my videos have touched you or somebody else in your life has blessed you in a way, like pay that forward. And that, I mean, makes the world a better place. So keep smiling, keep dancing.
That's great. You guys, please remember that Russell is human, just like all of us. He does have his days too. We're here to give you advice on things that we've experienced. It doesn't mean that we're professionals about this, but Russell has given you a lot of good information that you can do if you feel down. I would like people to understand, and I'm pretty sure you probably know about it, the federal suicide line now that goes to whatever state that you're in.
Yes.
I believe that's 411. You dial 411.
Mhm.
And so just to explain it, all of us do not have a phone number that is actually out of our state, but that area code, that's what state it rings into.
Yeah.
So be aware that that's what state it'll ring into. However, they'll ask you, they'll say to you, so are you in like Texas with if your number's registered in Texas? And all you have to do is say, no, it's this state, and they will ring you over to that state. So you do have a place to call 24/7. If somebody, and you don't have to be suicidal, that is the suicide prevention, but they will talk to you for if you're just depressed,
Yeah.
and they will help you find the right place. So I did want to add that. And I don't know if you know of any places locally. A lot of people locally will probably be listening to you too. I know my cousins will be.
For sure. Yeah, no, that number you mentioned is, that's huge. That's critical.
It is. Okay. So thank you everybody for coming
Oh,
on. And I really hope that we've given you some good stuff, and we will continue to watch him. Do you want to go ahead and give them, probably most of the people listening are going to know, but go ahead and tell them where you can be watched. And you do you want any messages or not?
I mean, yeah. So here's the thing: you can follow me on TikTok, Russell Butler 2. And here's the thing, guys: I have a lot of imposters now. So easiest way to tell if it's my account until my accounts are verified, just look at the number of followers. So on Instagram or TikTok, I'm now at 1 million. Instagram 171,000. But anyway, feel free to send a message. I am now to the point like I get 50 something a day. So hopefully I can,
Hard, isn't it?
yeah, hopefully I can respond. But I mean, follow me TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the stuff.
But is it all the same on every one of them? Is your username the same?
Instagram is Russell Dancing UPS Man. Yeah.
Okay, what's TikTok?
Russell Butler 2. and
Okay.
that's it.
So, and I'll make sure that I put that in the notes too. Also, we encourage you, I encourage you, I'm sponsored by Spotify, but I have a lot of Apple users too. So I am on Apple Podcast, I am on Google, Reddit, a lot of them, but Spotify. And for your protection and my protection, we will not be putting this on YouTube, my first one.
There you go.
So you have a great day. Thank you so much. And
Thank
I'm going to
you.
reach out to you probably in 4 or 5 months, however long it takes for you to get through your stuff and see how things are going.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks for coming on.